you have to write the comma after the value. Operations that tuples support are addition and multiplication. Count the 2's in a tup2, it would say 1. For example, how I want my tuple to be named, I'll write animal, and now I'll write some collection. Hello coders, welcome to my channel. I'm David, your guide to mastering programming. Have you ever needed a list that you can't accidentally change? In Python, we have something just for that, tuples. They are just like lists, but with a twist. In this video, I'll show you how to create, use, and even modify tuples in creative ways. Stick around, and by the end, you'll know exactly when and why to use them. A tuple in Python is an immutable collection of elements or objects. It's similar to lists, but it cannot be changed. Let's create our first tuple. I will name it tup and give it values 1, 2, and 3. To create tuple, I need to open these regular parentheses and write the values separated with commas. The same would apply for strings, but instead of the regular parentheses, I would need to write the square brackets. Now when I print this and type the tup, as you can see, 1, 2, and 3 are printed, and the type is tuple. Also, I can print them with asterisks and type tup. As you can see, 1, 2, and 3 are printed with space separation. Important thing to notice is that if you want to create a tuple of one element, for example, single, you have to write the comma after the value. Because if I don't write the comma, as you will see now, when I print type single, it says int. But when I write the comma, as you can see, it says tuple. Tuples also support indexing just like lists. So if I want to access the second element 2, I need to write print the tuple name and square brackets and the position, which is in this case 1. As you can see, 2 is printed. To traverse them, there are two methods. First one is with range, I in range, len tup, and now print I. Tup I. As you can see, 1, 2, and 3 is being printed. The second way is I can write for I in tup. Now I will get all the elements from tup one by one. Now I can print I. And when I run this, as you can see, the output is completely the same. Operations that tuples support are addition, which is simple merging, and multiplication. When I write something like this, tup2 equals tup1 plus single. Now when I print tup2, I expect to see 1, 2, 3, 1. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 1 is printed. Also, tuples support multiplication. Multiplication is simple merging, but multiple times. For example, if I write tup3 equals tup multiplied by 2, it means tup3 will have all the elements of tup twice, and they will be merged. When I print tup3, I expect to see 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 is printed. Now I'll talk about functions. First one is count. Count counts how many times certain elements appear in a tuple. For example, I can write something like this. Num equals tup3 count. And now the element that I want to count, for example, let's say 2. Now when I print num, it should say 2 because tup3 has 2 elements. I mean 2 2's. 2 and 2. As you can see, it prints 2. For example, if I write tup2 and count the 2's in a tup2, it would say 1. Another useful function is index. It checks at which position certain element is in a tuple. So when I write something like this, print tup2 index 1, it will say 0. It finds the first position. Tup2 has two ones. Now you'll see. As you can see, it has 2 ones, but the index finds the first one, which is this one. And this position is 0. You may have wondered how to append, insert, or remove some elements in a tuple, but there isn't a function for that because tuple is immutable, which means I can't change its values, as you will see now. For example, if I write I want top3 and its first element to have, the element at position 1 to have a value of 10, and now when I print top3, as you can see, it shows me an error. Tuple object does not support item assignment, which means I can't assign values to tuple objects. But there are some alternative ways if I want to change the values, insert them, or remove them. To do that, I need to use slicing in combination with operations. Yes, tuple supports slicing the same way the lists support. So if you don't know how slicing works, you can check my video on lists in the description below or in the upper right corner now. So let's delete all the code until now and write, for example, one tuple, which will have elements 2, 5, and 3. For example, what if I want to append at the end of this tuple a value 1? In that case, I would write x plus equal sign and then 1. But I need to write the comma, as I have mentioned, because this indicates that this is a tuple, not an int. Now, when I print x, I should see 2, 5, 3, and 1 printed. And that's what's being printed, just like how I wanted. If I want to insert, for example, 4 between 5 and 3, I need to write this, x equals, then slice this tuple until the first two elements, which means I want 2 and 5. I can write x, open the square brackets, and then write nothing to start from the beginning, and 2, because the position of 3 is 2, and that position is excluded, which means this will get me the first two elements, 2 and 5. And now, plus, to merge, I want what I said, 4, and then the same, I want to slice, but now I want to get 3 and 1. So I will write 2, because that's the position of 3, and nothing after, because I want to go until the end. Now when I print this, print x, I expect to see 2, 5, 4, 3, and 1. As you can see, 2, 5, 4, 3, and 1. The formula will be displayed now. What if I want, for example, to remove this 5? In that case, I would write x equals, then slice, which means I want to get the 2, and then 4, 3, and 1. So I would write this colon, and then 1, and then add. So now I want to get 4, 3, and 1. The position of 4 is 2, so I would slice it like this, 2, until the end. Now when I print x, I expect to see 2, 4, 3, and 1. As you can see, 2, 4, 3, and 1 are printed. The formula for this will be displayed now. Another cheesy way of transforming tuples is to use typecasting. Yeah, you can typecast lists and tuples. You can typecast this x, convert this x, which is a tuple, into a list. To do that, I can write something like this, x list, and then write x. Now when I print type of x, I'll remove this so you can see how it works. Type of x. Oh, I removed the wrong parts. List x. As you can see, it says it's a list. Now I can perform on this x the append or remove or pop, whatever function I want. For example, I'll pop x.pop. Now this 3 will be removed, and now I can revert this x into a tuple, say tuple x. Oops. Now when I write type x and then x, as you can see, 2 and 5 is printed. And the 3 is removed, just like how we wanted. Now there's a special edition of these tuples, and they are called named tuples. Tuples that have names. For example, to write your name tuple, you have to import some libraries. I won't discuss how this is done or the logic behind it. I'll just write it down, and you need to simply remember it this way. And we'll talk about this in some later videos. For example, from collections, import named tuple. Now we have imported the name tuple. To create a name tuple, you need a name, for example, animal, and now write named tuple. And here I can write some name. For example, how I want my tuple to be named, I'll write animal. And now I'll write some collection. In my case, it will be list of names. And I'll explain what these names are important for. For example, name, another one, age, and another one, owner. Now I can create. Now this animal is a named tuple with these fields. I can create a named tuple and give some values to it. For example, let's say dog, animal. And here I can write the values I want. For example, Rex, age 12 years, and owner, let's say David. This is my tuple named dog. The cool thing about tuples is now I don't have to access the values of this Rex or 12 via indices. I can access them by their name. For example, I can write print me dog.name. Now when I run this, as you can see, I get that dog's name is Rex. Or for example, give me its age. Now when I run this code, as you can see, I get its age, 12. Also, you can get the same values with indexes, but it's preferred to use these names since why then we created them. I can write dog and then 1. As you can see, it still prints 12. Name tuples are used for better readability and for bigger codes, because then we know exactly what our tuples store. For example, this dog has age, name, and an owner. Yes, we could get all those elements with indexes, but that's not very sustainable with a long projects. I hope you found this video helpful. Like and subscribe for more coding content. See you in my next video. Until then, keep coding.